Rising from the depths of 20,000 fathoms, it's CCTV. Back, chilling by a pool, even though it's October, because we live in Los Angeles. Also because the planet's slowly heating up, and we're all going to be dead soon.
Thank God. Soon every house will be a beachfront house.
Soon every house, yes.
Property values will rise and...
Special guest.
Oh yeah.
James Wilson.
You've done this joke like so many times already. And it's always me too when you say it. It's like, special guest, James. And it just keeps
Also,
happening.
Keenan is here.
What's that?
Better
Still
known
no
as
pop.
Criken 2 TV.
Criken 2 TV. Give us a sub, please. We need it.
You haven't been here since that one episode where...
Say we, who's we?
Me and...
Your entire collective.
The whole collective of Criken.
the college campus episode.
Yeah, that was a solid year ago. Year plus?
Could have been.
Maybe.
Wow.
No, more than that.
Did you graduate since then?
I dropped out since then. I think I'd already dropped out. I think
we were just using the school as the locale.
Yeah, you're like, you go to school? I'm like, well, not really, but I'm near a school.
I was just hoping for like an underdog story or something out of that.
Oh, no, none of those.
He persevered after the podcast.
Oh, I decided to stick it out and get my degree. Yeah. No, that didn't happen. It's actually because you guys had dropped out, so I have to thank you personally. You showed me what, is possible is if I just follow my dreams.
How did we do that?
This is what's possible.
Bullshitting. You guys didn't
this podcast.
I mean, you could have elaborated more on your bullshit, but
I had nowhere else to go with that.
Because I was like, we had Trevor on that episode too, and I was like trying to think. I was like, what? No, there was no connection there.
That was I actually got the MeUndies you guys gave me from that promotion.
That's right. That was the video that I read the ad read for the one and only time. So
nice.
It was a good ad read.
We have some sponsors this week.
Want to just get them out of the way now?
I'd love to get them out of the way now, but I'm going to drop them in like suggestions throughout this episode.
Space them out a little bit.
You have to space them out.
So what's new with you, man? What's the happening? What's the latest?
What's the latest?
You guys, I'm saying you guys because you brought up we earlier.
Yes.
But you and among some other fellow conglomerates made a pact and joined the Rooster Teeth network.
Also a while ago, but yes, thank you.
Yeah, but we haven't had to.
We're like late on the announcements. Yeah. It's like, welcome to Let's
This is the exact thing we covered the last time we were on this podcast. It was like 2 years ago. But I mean, we can do it again.
Now it's like retrospective. You're like, wow, I really fucked up.
2 years in review.
We could talk about Chilled got inducted. That's new. We could talk about Chilled got inducted. How do you feel about that?
Chilled's on the podcast.
I know. I'm just trying to keep it on topic. But
you want to talk about Chilled?
I'll talk about Chilled. Yeah, I met Chilled for the first time at RTX London about a month ago, and he was like, "Great to meet you. He seems like a nice guy. I'm happy he's part of the family."
Wow.
He would have been a good guest to have on this episode.
Damn.
Look at that.
All right, guys. So look, I got stuff to do.
Didn't he move? We'd have to fly him out from wherever he lives now, which is.
I think he moved to Austin.
Austin.
I think he moved to Austin.
That's not a bad flight.
I mean, there's really just like it's like you pinpoint the same. It's the same fucking like locales. It's always the same places like that you kind of do.
True.
Funny enough, when I caught up with Trevor like last week, or it might have been a week and a half ago, he had actually said that where we were at in Denver has gotten like a lot more traffic, that it's not nearly as dead as what it used to be when we were there, that like Denver's now becoming one of those places that a lot of people are flocking to. I think it kind of makes sense because that was kind of like next in line, where like they were building stuff over at the airport. They were like building the train from the airport because it's like dead out there. It's just that big empty field with all the conspiracy theories and all that.
Do you think Trevor's experiencing more traffic now that he's driving?
That is true as well.
Do you think that's maybe?
I think there's a 15-minute radius that is in that central area, so I don't think he would break out of that circle anyway. So like, did you hear that the car Lindsay sold him for $1,000 he has already run it down to nothing because he went on those road trips.
That's true.
It only had like this much life on the life bar and he wasted it.
Well, it's probably one of those things where if you run it that long, like when it's kind of like if you have a patient that's in a coma and you get him out of bed to do like a fucking mile marathon, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to make it very far.
Yeah.
But if you just drove it a little bit at a time, you probably get squeezed out a little bit more,
Yeah.
Probably perfect for LA. in hindsight.
I
But
don't know if coma patients can run a mile or a little bit, for the record.
So Colorado is expanding.
I think it's because, you know, like Breaking Bad, when people go to the house from Breaking Bad, and, you know, there's a lot of tourism.
The pizza house.
The pizza house.
Yeah.
And because they're idiots, they go there and throw pizza, even though it's a nice little lady and she hates, you know, just wants to
They
live her
throw
life.
pizza?
Yeah, everybody thinks. Well, for a while there was a thing, and we'd go there and be like, "I threw the pizza. Let me take a picture." And she's
I
like,
do, yeah. I
"Hi,
remember the
live here."
articles about that. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah,
Man, the birds like must have loved her house. Like
They
just
must.
shit everywhere.
pepperoni for days.
Those stink.
So people probably go to, you know, our old house and see that
And
the,
break the walls
front lawn
and-
is sunk in from all the sewage leaking underneath it, and and let themselves in,
Yeah.
break through a door upstairs,
How nostalgic.
throw some poop around. Sorry, that was a long-winded meme, and I shouldn't have even said it to begin with.
You're saying the old house is the tourist attraction that's attracting people
yeah,
to Denver.
yeah, but I hope, I sincerely hope.
I see the through line now.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, fuck Denver, but great. I'm glad that it's growing. You know, what do people do there? They move to Denver and
retire pretty much.
go to Highlands Ranch or whatever. What industries are in Denver that draw the
Skiing.
young and
Skiing.
excited?
Snowboard industry.
And weed.
So that's Vail.
Weed.
It's not in Denver. Weed. Okay.
There's like a bunch of breweries.
Beer.
You're gonna move to Denver to work
I
at
like
a brewery.
beer.
Okay.
I mean,
You must really like it if you're moving to Denver to work for one.
Well, the Rockies.
The rodeo goes through there every once in a while, right?
The rodeo.
At the Pepsi Center. or
Oh,
something.
the
Do people,
Center, yeah.
do people go to the rodeo still?
Yeah, we should go. We should all go.
Is there one in LA?
Probably not like here, but like Pasadena.
Okay.
I bet something rolls through
And
town.
that's the Bulls one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rootin' tootin'. Yeehaw.
I've never went to one of those.
No,
Do you have to wear the cowboy boots?
you don't have to.
You don't
but-
have to wear
It's strongly encouraged.
But why not?
I mean, you should.
What a great opportunity.
That is the best time to bust out those cowboy boots at the rodeo.
Yeah, dude. Well, we'll see. We'll look it up. But anyways, I guess we should talk about what's going on with you guys, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because even I'm not sure, and I talk to you all the time.
Mhm.
What's the latest and greatest for your plans of, you know, now you're in the RT family?
Now, finally, I'm in the RT family after a year and a half.
Has it benefited you appreciably? Do you feel like
My favorite part actually has been like the new relations I've made with groups such as yourselves and the Funhouse folk and Achievement Hunter and all those folks, like going out to the reunions and I don't know, like having a reason. Like RTX was a lot of fun. It was my first RTX, and like bringing some of my guys in as well has been a great time. I think it's definitely made the job easier when you have like other people that you can, you know, workshop stuff with. And collaborate is such a fucking cold term, but like, you know, just play stuff with, as well as like just bounce ideas or get suggestions and help off of. So that's been really nice. I think that's been better than I expected from like my time at my last MCNs.
Damn. Throw them under the bus.
Hey, I didn't name any names. I mean, you know,
There's only like
there's like
3 or 4 other ones. I mean,
and I think I've been with all of them. So yeah,
Alex is still with his?
yeah.
He's never leaving his MCN.
My MC. Well, it's Disney now, so I'm a Disney.
it was
Star.
Disney when we were there too.
Yeah.
No, because now I get paid by Disney. It's
I
not
also got
Maker.
paid by
We
Disney.
also got paid by Disney.
No, you were under Maker, but
No,
Disney
but
owned
the
Maker.
checks
Then
had the mouse
Disney,
on them.
Disney
Yeah, they said
got rid of
Disney owned
Maker,
it.
The checks
and
had the
now you're
mouse.
part of Disney. What do
Mickey
you say?
Mouse is on your check.
Yes.
Mickey Mouse?
And
Yeah,
you're like,
the Mickey Mouse checks.
Well, it's a direct deposit, so it's not really a check.
Oh, I got checks, and like when I was
It's kind of like if Warner Brothers paid, like you didn't have a Warner Brothers payment when
I
you were
wasn't with
selling
Machinima when they had the whole Warner Brothers thing.
Okay, I was, but
I don't know what you're
who were
saying.
you with? You were with Maker then.
I
It
was
just,
with
It was just
Maker.
Maker at the time.
I was there when the Disney stuff happened, though. I was there.
Well,
like
Disney,
it didn't
Disney
just
killed
happen.
Maker.
He was there
Disney
too.
killed Maker, and Maker's no longer
Disney
exists.
killed
you can't say that as
Maker.
part of Disney.
Disney said maybe next season to Maker,
Maybe next season.
and
Okay.
now it's just Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was in high school and getting those Disney checks, they'd arrive and I'd have to like, you know,
So you weren't getting Disney checks.
I
Getting
was.
Maker checks.
what an exciting.
There was
what
a
an
mouse.
I don't know why he's
exciting
arguing.
It said the Disney, like, it had Mickey Mouse on it. It said Disney Entertainment. And how is that not a Disney check?
When I was a teenager and I get those Disney checks, you sound like fucking Cole Sprouse over here, dude. I don't even know what to tell you.
Well, look, these would arrive and I'd go to my local bank, and because I didn't have the direct deposit set up, so I'd have to cash them in, and they thought I was some sort of fucking like
Big wig.
They thought you were a mascot at Disneyland. They're like, what?
The manager of the bank would come out and personally like shake my hand and like gave me his number and was like, anything you need, anytime, give me a ring, I'll make sure you get it. It was Wells Fargo. It's like a big bank.
What the fuck?
I don't know why.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but just because I was so young, they're like, this kid, he's clearly got something special.
They thought you were like a prodigy, like a child
I
prodigy.
just make video game videos in my fucking room.
That you're like the Jonas Brothers' cousin or something.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, the
he's
really
close to
strange-looking cousin
hour.
of the Jonas Brothers.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, you know.
Just like, you know what else could be possible right now?
What could be possible right now?
One of our wonderful sponsors sending us those Mickey Mouse checks.
Which one, pray tell?
What's up, guys? You know our first sponsor super well. It's MeUndies. And you've heard me talk many, many times about all the great prints, really fun pairs you can get from MeUndies, as well as how comfortable they are. We wear them all the time. Currently today, I've got my, it's kind of like acid wash almost to match my shirt, but that was sort of unintentional. But did you also know that MeUndies has the world's most comfortable lounge pants and t-shirts? Fall's here. You know, you can't just go around walking around in your underwear full time. I mean, I guess you could, depending on where you live. But you know, you could test out all this great cozy fall stuff right now. MeUndies lounge pants are made from the same micromodal fabric as their undies. Let me tell you, you'll be in fall heaven when you cover your entire bottom half with fabric that is 3 times softer than cotton. MeUndies also loves celebrating the fall season with fun Halloween prints. Check out their latest jack-o'-lanterns prints and undies, socks, and bralettes. The best part, when you join the membership, you can get all this stuff, lounge pants, tees, undies, everything MeUndies makes for less than anyone else. Special member pricing is just one of the many perks of joining the membership. And don't forget, MeUndies has that 100% satisfaction guarantee. We know you're gonna love these undies, but if you're not into it, MeUndies will do whatever they can to get you into the right pair. And if they can't, keep them and they'll refund you. So it really is risk-free to try the best underwear ever. At this point, me and James have pretty much stocked our underwear drawer with MeUndies. It's nice every day knowing that's a nice little part of my day, slip into something comfortable, pick out a color if I want to, a fun print, or you know, some days it's just all black everything and I'll just put on whatever, you know, suits the mood of the day. But I love them and hopefully you can give them a chance risk-free. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you purchase any MeUndies, you'll get 15% off and free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. To get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/CCTV. That's MeUndies.com/CCTV. 15% off, free shipping. And hey, if you don't like them for some reason, send them back or keep them, whatever, get your money back, no big deal. You won't though, they're super comfortable. Hope you love them. Thanks for sponsoring CCTV. Back to the show. Thanks, MeUndies. Who's wearing MeUndies today? Roll call, I got them.
You know me.
Nice, dude.
I'm wearing mine today too.
I got cereal on mine.
See?
What is that one? The Star Wars one?
No, it's like a blue. Oh. It's like a paint. It's like if you spilled paint.
Oh, that's cool.
Blue
I
paint.
didn't even see that one.
I decided not to wear underpants today.
Oh.
Well, you should probably pick some up. MeUndies.
Use our code. Use our promo code.
Wow, thanks guys. Now I will fix that wrong.
There you go.
You've been out here for a while.
Yes.
Out in Los Angeles. So
yes.
we always talk about Los Angeles like every other fucking podcast. But kind of an interesting thing that James brought up was, I guess, talking about other states. What is outside of doing stuff here?
There are like 49 other states.
You went to RTX recently.
Yes.
Oh, there's more than that. You went to RTX recently.
Okay.
What has been another state that you really enjoyed going to and doing some collabs?
I like Seattle.
You like Seattle?
I like Seattle. I like the weather of Seattle. It's like kind of cloudy.
It's very nice.
A lot of people say it's just too depressing out there. There's a very high suicide rate.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think it's like. Yeah. Did you know the story of Twilight was inspired by Seattle? And I feel like
because of the
I'm adding that to my cons list for Seattle.
Wow. Olympia,
yes,
right?
The weather's temperate.
Sure.
People are kind of shitty. If you move there's the Seattle freeze. Everybody thinks they're cool and they want to lock you out of their social groups.
Is that what?
People in Seattle think they're more attractive than they are.
None of these
This
I've heard
whole
of.
scale shifts. Everybody up there.
Really?
I can see that.
Same
I
with
can see
Los
that.
Angeles,
I can
though,
see that.
too.
All those I feel like also apply to LA.
Yeah, but Los Angeles actually has like supermodels and stuff.
That's
and then,
true.
And then everyone else is just skewed inappropriately because of that.
Yeah.
But like
That's like
Seattle has no
rubbing it in
actual.
why are you rubbing it in
S
people's
tier.
face?
Huh?
You're rubbing it in people's face.
In whose face?
The unattractive people.
It's us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
You're
my
rubbing it in our
face.
face.
It's in my own face.
Better off moving to
I'm
Seattle
just
and
saying,
pretending to be
I see a
attractive.
supermodel in LA and I'm like, right, I'm trash, absolutely. Up in Seattle, they don't have the S tier, and so everyone's
Yeah.
like, maybe I am a supermodel.
There's no
Yeah. There's
I'm
no
gonna be.
S tier.
I'm gonna be mean.
S
Be
tier.
a mean person.
Well, isn't it like very like the tech
I have
industry's
exes
there.
from Seattle. I know a lot of people from
Oh, yeah.
Seattle, so sorry,
So-
Seattle.
Yeah, there's like Microsoft owns like a small city equivalent in Seattle. Like their, I think Redwood campus is like, we drove past it and it was like a full 10 minutes just to drive through it, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
But the
what you
waterfront
said.
was cool. You know, it's cool. Like they got good seafood. We got some mac and cheese, which is good.
Did it have lobster in it?
No, but
So just good. Also,
just very
good
good.
seafood, but also there's
mac
at
and
least
cheese.
one good place to
So
get mac
there's
and cheese.
a
Yes.
high-profile dairy industry as well somewhere.
Profile.
they really grilling me for a place that I visited for like 30 days. You guys were there too. How was your experience?
I mean, it's the what I could do without the rain. Honestly,
I like rain.
Me too.
I think
It
some
usually
people
doesn't
like it,
happen
some
when you go
people
for
don't.
like, well, it didn't. For a couple years, like when we were first going to PAX, it was like 3-4 years in a row that like nothing happened when we got over there. So like hearing like, oh, Seattle has this type of weather, and then you get there and nothing happens, and it's like, but then finally
Yeah.
like year 4, year 5, then it finally like happened, and it was like, oh, okay, I
Finally
see.
happened.
You got all this rain hype in Seattle, and you get up there, and it just drizzles.
doesn't
It's just
happen.
gray, and it drizzles, and then it'll rain. It's like, dude, I can just do that here, except have sun instead of the drizzle.
We were also in London. We were in London recently, which I also enjoy that city, and it did rain a little bit there. It's always cloudy there.
Did you get a lot of people? Because I was saying we had a lot of people that when we did our meetup and our meet and greets and stuff that like literally would be like, they'd be like, okay, how's London? And you'd respond, and then their retort would be like, next time, don't come to London. It's like anywhere
Yeah.
but London.
Yeah.
They had like a multitude of suggestions as to where to be
Right.
except London.
Well,
Come to Liverpool.
yeah.
Come to
Yeah.
Is it
Ireland.
just not the attitude of the British
A
to
lot
be
of-
like that anyway, though?
there's a lot of infighting, I think, in the UK in terms of like, oh, you know, the North hates the South and the South hates the North, but also Scottish hates all of England, and Ireland also hates everyone but the Scottish, and it's like there's this weird relationship there. And like, I think the interesting thing about RTX London is like, UK is small enough that people will come all the way from like Southern Ireland to London to see you guys, but in like the US for Austin, it's like a big trip for a lot of people to get out there.
Yeah.
So you're kind of limited to people around that area, but the UK is like all of the UK and some of Europe that come out to RTX London. So we had like such a smattering. They're all like, we hate the English, but we're here for you guys. And we're like, all right.
I mean, Dex originally was like, ew, that's shit, like when we said like where it was, but then when he came out, it was like, that's not too bad. Was that the same? Like how was Dave and Joe over there? Where did they?
They're like an hour out of London.
They're like an hour out of it.
A lot of people that I know, yeah, a lot of people are like within an hour of London generally, and are like happy not being in the city, but like will like that they're close to the city for going to stuff, because like London's kind of where all the events happen. So if you want to be, you know, active, that's kind of where you gotta be. But I don't know. I like the UK has got a really cool smattering of different like culture. I don't
I
know.
like the cheeky Nando's, like constantly back and forth there that we had over that. Well, that I had with like a few of them.
You wanted to live the meme, and everyone kept
did.
going, Nando's isn't
No,
good. It's just a meme, and you're like, well, I'm curious. I got.
I was trying to meme about it, but then like Dex legitimately hates it.
Yeah.
Like 100% hates it. Thinks
Yeah.
it's stupid.
I don't think it's
doesn't
very
like
good
the idea. But then his Joe was like all about it.
Yeah.
Said it was great.
He was like counter memeing you though, being like,
so like
no,
those
let's get
two
some.
were like, you know, on opposite sides. And then when we went to the bar afterwards, the late bar, we met Dex's best friend who was literally just straight down the middle. Chris, yeah. He was right down the middle. He was
had no
like,
opinion about
he
it.
was just like, well, sometimes it could be all right, sometimes it could be shit. Like, so he didn't help the matter at all. He didn't like sway it in either opinion, like either way.
I think what it is like the average, you know, at least for us, I feel like our propensity for variety of taste and flavor is like here. For an average UK folk, it's like here. Like if it's within this bar, they're like, that's really good. But if it gets anywhere beyond that, there's like, I can't recognize this.
Dex would order a burger with cheese and like ketchup.
No, he'd order a plain burger, and that was something I brought up over there too.
Or no cheese.
His guys told me that's not so irregular out there. I apologize to Dex because I was like, he would come out here, he'd order a plain burger, and he'd give people, the waitresses, shit for coming back, even if it had cheese on it. He wanted plain fucking patty bread, like nothing else on it. But that's not so irregular out there. Like that's what his Joe told me, is like that's not like something that's super out there. So when we first met up with him, I was like, I gave you a lot of shit about the burgers thing, but I found out that it's a thing out here.
They're new to burgers, all right. You know, they're just slowly warming themselves up to it. They haven't really.
So like a hamburger is legit. Just
hamburger is closer to London than it is. I don't know.
We probably are the ones that fucking throw all the shit on it.
Yeah, we overdo everything now, kind of. That's fair. You go to like Red Robin.
Well,
they're like, do you want half a pineapple, 16 tater tots? You know, it's like, okay,
on the burger.
Let's pump the
Well,
burger.
it's like a melting pot, yeah. So you get a bunch of different cultural influences in a lot of dishes. It's not primarily like America is, just stack shit on top, like stack a bunch of condiments. In fact, there's a lot of a lot of people make fun of white people in general for not having a lot of condiments or spices.
White people.
White people.
You're saying that stacking a ton of shit on a burger is like is not a white American ethnic. You're saying where did it originate from?
Depends on what you're talking about.
You're saying it's more of a
meat on meat, then probably that's USA, Texas.
Okay, but no, I'm saying. Okay, so not meat on meat on meat.
I meant more
pineapple,
condiments,
tater tots,
more
ketchup, relish, mustard originates in
Hawaii. Pineapple.
Pineapple originates in Hawaii.
It's Samoan.
Oh, well, shows what I know.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like Hawaii. Hawaii is not an ethnic group, but that's just one topic.
The Spanish influence. You have the Italian
Spanish
influence.
Famously, when you go to Spain, they put mustard and pickles and ketchup on your food there. You order a nice seafood dish, and they'll go.
That's true.
There's so much we don't know about other cultures.
In the UK,
and we spell it out week after week.
I don't think anybody. I think in my pocket of Spanish people, they only added to like rice and beans and stuff. Like they would put like egg on that.
I'm busting
like
his balls a little bit, but we're just playing around, just having some playing in the sandbox.
It was really funny, dude. It was very insightful.
No, I mean, you brought up an interesting concept. I needed you to.
My point was more just more like all the different stuff that we lay out on our dishes probably is heavily different than that of England, London, because of all the influence that we have in our culture. For example, did you see a lot of Indian restaurants while you were in London?
We went to a really good one.
We were trying to go to the Skamoosh. No, Shamoo. No.
Shamoo.
Fuck, I'm so close. It's
what is it?
Dishoom.
See,
we actually went there the first day, and they were like, it's an hour and a half wait, and we just walked right by. But it sounds like it was a great.
We just put in the time the next night. We just did it.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I would say like it was probably because I wanted to play it really safe. I guess because I don't really branch out that much, admittingly, when it comes to like foods like that. Dex had a safe order that he wanted to do.
Hamburger.
It was some chicken thing, but like he swore to God that it was on the menu to the point where like he fucking slid the menu away and he knew that this is what he wanted. When he told the waiter, they didn't have it, so I don't know like what his safe bet was. But like Fareed was with us, and Fareed is like. He wants you to
He's a man of culture.
He wants you to experience everything. So he gets like like he did even at the Red Bull space. Like he gets like a spread essentially of
like
a bunch of different
style.
things.
Tapas.
Yeah. So he orders like 7-8 things for the table. So I can get my safe bet. just some normal chicken, whatever it is, white rice, some safe bet, and then I can branch out using the stuff that Fareed gets for the table. I'll just I'll try this. Because he just fucking orders like a whole shit ton of stuff. So it was all right. Some stuff I liked, some stuff I didn't like.
Yeah, the UK folks like consider curry one of their national dishes, just because like the British Empire extended and they're like, oh yeah, that's our thing now. All right.
Yep.
They got pies and mash, and then like curries, and that's like their claim to fame, their pride, their national pride.
Well, you were in France right before
I
you went
was
to England.
Yeah, I was.
Did you enjoy the food there more?
Oh yes, definitely. The French have great food, and like my family comes from. Well, I was born in like Switzerland actually, and then I've got kind of part of my family's from like Paris originally, so we've kind of got some roots out there and go there once in a while. And yeah, there's just some incredible French food, like mainly the pastries and the fish. And we were also like on the border of Italy, so we just like drove into Italy for lunch and like got like amazing pasta and stuff.
Fuck.
So yeah, it was all a good time.
What would you recommend for a normie like James when he goes to France and he's like, dude, I want to try something, but keep it close to my safety zone here.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
McDonald's.
Pasta with butter and salt is nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just a.
I've heard like pasta butter, but like that, the salt on top too.
If you're feeling crazy, a little bit of salt.
If you're feeling
That
crazy.
seems awfully.
We can push it further if you want. I'm keeping it.
I don't know. He's checking you at the salt. To be honest, I don't know.
It just seems like a kind of like a
You just normally put
college
butter on pasta to
dorm
prevent
meal
it
or
from
something
from
like
sticking,
that.
Isn't that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So pastries are like the main thing I'd recommend if you're going to France. Like,
But wait, so hold on. Let's clarify this though. He's saying that such a simple version of pasta sounds like college dorm meal stuff. But your point is that the pasta is so good you don't have to dump a quart of fucking Prego on
Sure.
top of it, and it sort of speaks for itself.
namely, I was bullshitting, but yeah, that also is probably true.
We have a rule on this podcast.
that's pretty-
It makes
pretty strict
conversation
rule.
really hard when we
no,
all
it's
just
real.
make up
Yeah,
stories.
'cause
and-
otherwise it just doesn't go anywhere, and no one's.
I apologize. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. You're a guest. It's not your fault.
What's the non-meme version?
Okay, so non-meme version, I'd say there's like a lot of light-based sauces you can get with the pasta out there. So you can get like fish mixed in, and it can be like kind of like an olive oil-based thing with I don't know. There's like pain au chocolat is like my favorite, which is like the chocolate like bread basically with like chocolate inside. They have like pain raisin, which is like bread with like raisins and like this kind of custard built into it. It's like this swirly little shape. It's really delicious.
So much good bread in general.
Yeah, honestly, you can't go wrong with like any pastry. But I like something called steak tartare, which is a bit more adventurous, but it's basically raw steak with like that's made very fresh, and it's like you only get it from really good places because then it's like not going to give you food poisoning. But it's basically like raw steak with like capers and like lemon and like some like vinegar and fries, and I don't know. It's like a really interesting take on meat.
But you're still even if it's a highly reputable place, you're still taking that chance with this meal.
Probably, yeah.
Do you think about that when you're eating that?
Not really,
No.
because I've never had a
crosses
bad
your mind?
one.
How's the champagne?
Champagne's good. The wine's all great. I don't know, man. It's like
You gotta
across
have
the board.
champagne when you're there. I mean, how do you not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Locally
you can have
imported.
champagne.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like wine and champagne, they're on the same boat.
James, would you eat that meal? Would you eat if you ordered the steak tartare and
No.
some champagne?
No,
accompaniment,
I wouldn't take that risk. I wouldn't
Wow.
take that risk.
You tried.
Yeah.
No, I would not.
The
I'd probably
viewers-
pick around it or something.
Pick around the raw.
Pick around the raw meat.
Eat the capers. Sip the champagne. All right, all day. Wow. Well, one thing that helps you afford champagne is when sponsors give you money and then you mismanage your money and you buy champagne. We don't do that all the time. We buy like Halloween props that we don't need. That's kind of like our version of champagne. But I'm going to kick it over to our next sponsor, Quip. Yes, it's time for our second sponsor, Quip. Brushing our teeth is one of the most important things we do every day, but just so many of us are not doing it correctly. Well, Quip is the electric toothbrush created by dentists and designers to improve your brushing experience. What's so great about Quip? Well, how about those sensitive sonic vibrations? Gentle enough even for your sensitive gums. People brush too hard and some electric toothbrushes are too abrasive. Not a problem with Quip. How about a built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides, helping guide a full and even clean. because up to 90% of us don't brush for those full 2 minutes or don't clean evenly. And brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. And Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association and has thousands of verified 5-star reviews. Quip's great, it looks sleek, looks like something, you buy at the Apple store as far as I'm concerned. Stick the little mount to your mirror. You don't have a bunch of cables and cords. I used to have an electric toothbrush that just got my cables all over the place. And it's just great. It's easy. If you've never owned an electric toothbrush before, it is kind of nice. You got that 2-minute timer. You can kind of zone out, not accidentally brush your teeth for 30 seconds or something like a lot of people probably do every day. And it's just, created by dentists, so it's good stuff. Quip starts at just $25. They're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. If you want to go get your Quip, go to getquip.com/CCTV right now. You'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/CCTV. Go out there, get yourself a Quip, support the channel, but most importantly, keep that smile of yours looking good, looking sharp, and you stay healthy. All right, thanks Quip, appreciate you. Back to the show. Hey, thanks Quip. Thanks for keeping our teeth pretty clean, pretty nice, pretty fresh.
Hey, speaking of teeth, real quick, I got my mouth guard.
You did.
I got my mouth guard.
Welcome.
Guess what? I want to know real quick. I have it with me. Got it with me. Is this the same type of mouth guard that you use? It's like really tiny, like this?
Ooh, turn it. Mine's goes a little further back.
Okay.
Mine covers my molars in the back. Does yours not?
No. And this is a piece of shit. It's crooked.
Oh.
It's fucking crooked. I put it in.
I
tried to use it. I tried to use it when they fit it on me, like while I was there. So for those that don't know, this is for for me when I clench my teeth, grind my teeth because I have little baby teeth. Like this is what I guess they give you for, to protect the rest of the teeth that I have. And
it was like is it just for show? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like show and tell now.
Can you put it in, or is that?
Well, that's what I was gonna get to that. They put it in, and it's
sort of a gruesome process.
It doesn't fully clip in. It doesn't connect.
Oh,
it's, actually, like if I push this side up, the other side pops out.
Side?
And
that's a bad fitting.
That's absolutely a bad fitting. I sat there and I was like, she was like, "How's it feel?" I was like, "It feels like I can't keep this in my mouth. Like I cannot sleep with this on. I will choke on this fucking thing."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, it's fit to your teeth. How does this not?" And like she's like looking at it. She's like, she grabs my mold of my teeth and she like clips this down on it and it fucking proceeds to pop up and it's like just hanging off the side there. And I'm looking at it like, that's what it did in my mouth. And she's just like, "Oh, 1 second. We'll go and we'll take another one." So she's like, "You can keep this one. Just try it and see if you like it."
Talk about it on a podcast if you feel like it.
Yeah, I'll just shit on it on a podcast. But now I have to wait like another fucking, I don't know how many weeks until I get another one so they can try it again.
That's awful. You're going to do so much more damage to your teeth in those weeks.
I know. I already am. And I did try.
Why does that not cover your molars? Mine goes all the way back because that's where my grinding happens.
It looks like they cut it. Like, it looks like they like solved it off there for some reason. I don't know. Really?
I'll
probably have to get a third one.
About your dental tech, to be honest. I don't know. I don't like what I'm seeing.
It stops right there. There's a lot. There's a lot that just does not get covered there.
Unless it's supposed to like lift your teeth up so it doesn't matter, but...
I feel like I would want it to be bigger. Maybe they make it smaller because, like, I guess if there's less, then maybe they feel like it'd be more comfortable. But I feel like I'd want more.
Mine feels comfortable because it goes further than that, and it just... And then I'm like...
Well...
Yikes, dude, I'm really sorry. Because if I sleep one night at this point without mine, I'll feel it. I will wake up with anxiety.
That's why I brought it, because like, I mean, you said that you like require it now. Yeah. So I feel like I eventually get to that point, but there's no way I don't even want to try with this one.
No, you'll get a taste of a better sleeping thing. Although, you know what? Who knows? Wow, that was a good story. And again.
And show and tell.
And show and tell.
Physical prop.
I don't have any physical props.
Yeah, nobody brought anything?
I'm sorry.
No, don't really have any. No, I don't.
You guys don't grind your teeth when you sleep?
Physical
No,
things.
I was given a retainer after I got my braces done.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, I just went through braces. I'm not going to wear this. And then it kind of undid the whole
Yeah.
braces thing.
Yeah, I talked to my
Yeah.
dentist and they said I had braces when I was younger too, and now they're like, you should wear Invisalign for a year. I'm like, why did I fucking have? Because my teeth just went. And now, actually, I guess that's not true. Braces push them together, but now I have like they don't sit on top of each other, like it goes over.
Yeah.
So as I'm grinding, I'm also like
You have like an overbite.
chafing. Yeah.
Ooh, that's hard because like it's like it'd be chipping like kind of like the back, so like you wouldn't even be able to see it really. Like if you smile or something, you wouldn't be able to see it, but you'd probably feel it.
There have
Like,
been times when I've chipped my front teeth a little bit, just off of nothing. Like I tap it with the bottle and a little piece. I think probably because of that innate stress. But
it's
at
like
the time,
really thin.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, do you? So you know Sam, right? Like stripping. When I had him over at my place last time, or no, he was having a barbecue. He's like obsessed. I mean, he's also crazy. I don't know if you saw the video of him grabbing a hornet's nest and diving into a pool.
I did.
Yeah. So I was going on the way to a barbecue.
Twitter video is pretty good. He's like doing a barbecue, and I guess there was a hornet's nest under an umbrella or something, right?
Yeah.
And he just reaches up to grab it with like a towel, it looked like, and then he put it in the towel and he dove into a swimming pool with
drowned
the
it.
hornet's nest in the towel.
He's more jackass than us.
Yeah.
We should
It's pretty wild, yeah.
He's pretty wild. And when the way he opens beers, and he's very proud of this, we'll just put them in his teeth and just go
No.
and just fucking hand it to you. And it's like, that works until it doesn't work, and then you break your teeth. And
I feel like I
bleed
did that
everywhere.
when I was younger, like as like one of those like, you know, haha, and
Yeah.
like
It's a
then the
party
parent would be
trick.
like, don't fucking do that, and you know,
Horror.
stop that real quick. But
Yeah. I knew a kid
Wow.
he could bite off the top of like a Coke can. He'd just like be like a can opener and go.
ooh,
The whole top?
Yeah, he'd go like kunk, and then go
Oh,
like
you get like the. Oh my God.
just like, what are you doing?
Look at the serving.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. He should probably not do that, but
I'll tell him next time I
Oh,
see
you-
him.
he's
Unique
British
talent.
though, right?
Oh,
Maybe he's got
different rules, yeah, different
rules for your teeth. He's nice teeth though, right? Strong teeth.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's talk about his teeth for a while.
I guess not really a segue from the hornet's nest thing, but just in general, because I live so close to the inner city, I don't see a lot of like, besides insects, I guess, when I have fucking ants that parade into the warehouse or into my place. I got a couple of like rodents that live outside of my I guess house. Particularly this possum. I don't know if I talked about the possum. Lately I discovered that there's not one but two possums. I caught them. They were scurrying over the power line, and I was like, "That's the possum that I'm familiar with," because my dog will go out and they have a stare down, and then
You recognize that possum
yeah.
on site at this point.
well, I leave even like sometimes little muffins for it to eat. and
That's why he's
snack
coming
on.
back.
Well, he already lived there before me. I think he predated me living there.
Oh, okay.
And so then I was
You're
like,
paying
okay,
him rent now.
Well, I was just like,
Yeah,
if you're
pretty
living
much.
out here, you know, I'm gonna support you a little bit, you know.
Yeah, friendly
Have some
neighbor.
Expired little muffins.
Oh, they're expired?
Well, they eat trash.
Yeah,
They're
it
like
gets
the
a lot
trash
worse
woman, right?
than the
That's
sell
fair.
by date, I guess.
Right. And so I leave them out, but lately there's two of them. There's a family of them.
Oh,
Nice.
And they fucking
proliferating. Yeah.
Yeah.
He settled down.
they're gonna multiply over the muffins.
Yeah, have you seen those things? They like that their babies like hang on to the mother. Like there's 6 of them on the mother, all hanging on when she walks around. So I'm waiting for them to pop some babies out. It's like, God, they're gross looking though. They really are.
I love possums so much. Sometimes they'll just like stare at you and be like,
yeah.
and you're like, that is cute, man.
I don't know what he's trying to get across.
They can
You're
be
a cute little
aggressive,
trash
but-
rat.
But the other day, I guess speaking of aggressive, I walked because there's this big overhanging tree that's by my backyard. So when I walk to my backyard, I have to kind of tilt my head to go into the street because it's hanging out. But this fucking squirrel must have been sitting on the wall where this tree overhangs, like right underneath. And I'm texting, not paying attention, and I must have scared him because he must have not seen me. And so when I walked by, he freaked the fuck out because I started hearing the you know, the weird squirrel noise where it's like the shit that they do.
Yeah.
And he scurried up this tree, and half of the fucking branches and dead leaves just came falling down on top of my head. I had just gotten out of the shower too, so my hair was all wet. So all of it just sticking to my fucking head. And I don't know what I just ran into. And I look up this tree, and the squirrel is just screaming at me. It's the same tree though that the possum lives in. So I feel like it's like a bad
commune.
like a bad neighborhood of rodents.
It's like a hostel for just furry creatures.
Yeah. Which,
Built on your muffin habits.
built on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all profiting.
To even expand more, my neighbor that lives right next to this tree has a cat, an outdoor cat, and that
They
cat
also join the tree.
patrols
Oh.
a lot. So I'm kind of curious how
they
these
all get
rodents
along.
sustain themselves. The possum, you know, the cat's out
The
there.
cat is
They
not.
work in shifts.
Yeah, they're not scared of that cat, I guess, huh?
Maybe I don't see them when the cat's around particularly, but the cat's very territorial. You know, lays on the wall, lays on, you know, sometimes in my backyard, just looking around and. I don't know.
I don't get much wildlife around my apartment, but I had a
Where are
lake
you now?
stream.
You're in.
I'm like around West Hollywood area.
Okay.
And I had like a late stream last night, and my computer was running super hot, so my entire room was like baking. So I decided to leave my window open, and I woke up this morning to literally a crow about like 2 feet away from my face, just cawing directly at my window. And I couldn't tell if I was dreaming or not. It felt like
He was in your room?
no, he wasn't in the room, but like because there's like a screen. But like he was within like 5 feet of the window, just cawing directly into my room because the window was open. It was full volume. I was like,
Was this around the same time as your Fortnite battle bus sound that you were hearing the other day?
no, that was so. I was gonna hang out with Alex the other day, and as I was leaving my apartment, my window's still open too, and I just hear this like the most surreal, like in the distance echoing the sound of the battle bus, like the drop sound. It was like, "Arr." I just hear it from like my apartment complex somewhere, and I like listen out the window, and that's it. It was just that, no other sounds, and I was like, all right, I guess someone's playing Fortnite somewhere.
Someone's playing it
Somewhere
really
loud.
loud.
Yeah, it was
What
pretty
the
surreal.
fuck?
Wow. You get a lot of wildlife out where you are?
Not a crazy amount, but I mean, there's like sometimes there's ducks and like turtles and shit like that
That's
kind
sweet.
of go around the little pieces of water that they have because it's like a little community. I'm trying. I don't really know if I've seen anything else.
Nothing's
that's
come
like-
on your property.
No, the ducks have chased me up onto my porch area, but it was kind of because
Ducks have chased you.
I led them to it technically. Like I
With
led
muffins.
them to me with like bread. They say like not to feed any ducks or anything that
Yeah,
you
because
see,
they can't digest it and they'll die if they eat bread.
but- Well, I mean,
There's no protein in bread, really.
I mean, look, I've been feeding ducks bread since I was like 4 years old. It might have been wrong back then, but you know, it's a tradition for me. So it's something that my
To
mom
kill ducks.
My mom passed it on to me. Like she used to take me to the park, and I would feed the ducks bread, like whole pieces of bread, and so it's just stuck with me. I mean, they can implement new rules and regulations, but it's still my tradition to give them bread.
They could implement new rules.
So
Who's they? Who are these people?
the government, the
Wow.
government, they can do
You
that.
sound like a lot of people
Now,
I
in your
know.
experience, have you?
The government cannot take away your tradition, your
Can't
culture.
take away your
We have
bread.
a culture of feeding bread
I need
to
a
ducks.
place to give away this fucking stale bread.
Do they usually appreciate like sourdough, pumpernickel? Is there like a specific type of bread that the ducks flock to?
I usually get like I get like the everything bread that kind of has like it's got like seeds and stuff.
Maybe
in
that
it,
is
too.
healthier than the,
know?
it's not
Yeah.
Wonder Bread.
Looking out for them.
Yeah, no, I think it might not be too bad. I don't do it very often, but you know, there might be a couple ducks, and I just.
Are you by like a pond or like a lake or something?
It's like a couple different there's like patches of water, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like there's like a bigger patch where like people will fish because I guess like over time fishes ended up in there. But there is there's signs everywhere that says like no fishing. But I swear there are people that make it like an objective to break that rule. I can't really talk much shit since I'm sitting here breaking the rule about the duck thing. But they like come with like full on like fishing rod and their fucking box and they're all this shit, and they're stationed outside like right there, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Because like it's just like a little community. It's not like a full on like, it's not like a go-to fishing spot. It's like just a little fucking area. Why are you going out of your way?
He'd do that
to fish here at this
go over
spot?
to MacArthur Park, be like.
But these people know. These
MacArthur
people
Park
know.
though, you can fish in though.
Yeah, but like why?
They know. They know that
Like
there's
plastic forks.
Maybe I'll find
floating in the
a
water.
murder, weapon or something. And then
You
I'll
really
be
want
able
to
do
fish
it.
right by like MS-13's corner, and you're like, nice, this was worth it. I mean, it was a good video for you, but I mean, the average Joe.
You found a shoe, right? So you got something out of it.
Found a shoe.
No, I found like a shirt or something. It was like a shirt
There's
or
nothing
pants.
crazy over there. Like, there's not like anything that. There's not really anything appealing that I would see. But like these people, I feel like they know they're breaking the rule because they come at very odd hours, and like
fish up
like
a
sometimes
turtle.
I'll go take the garbage out on Sunday, because trash goes on Monday, and like they'll randomly be somebody in like the pitch of night just sitting out there fishing like at night, and then when they come out they see me and we like lock eyes. It's like, I'm a resident and like they're not supposed to be here. They fucking scurry. I won't say they run, they don't really jog, they don't they scurry to their fucking car real quick, and they piece the fuck out right away because they know, like, I mean, I'll snitch them out real quick.
What's the key difference between a jog and a scurry, would you say? More
Intent, I think.
You're like panicky more if you're
Yeah,
scurrying. You're
yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah. They're like distressed over the fact that they just got caught because they came at like 8 o'clock at night to fish, and
You're
they
just
thought nobody
mean-mugging
was
them.
there. But here I am, like right there between them and their car. They have to get past me. Will I snitch or will I not snitch?
You're gonna scurry one day when someone reports you to the bread police, dude. You're gonna see you feeding a bunch of fucking bread.
I mean, I
Some
do it.
fat ass duck, and they're gonna be like, and you'd be like, oh,
I do it on the down low. They won't catch me. It's fine.
you live there.
I mean,
Just make some shit up. Be like, it's gluten-free bread, because that way it's like someone's gonna have to really know that information on the
Yeah,
bread. If
they're
they
gonna
have
like
to-
Halloween is gonna be coming up. You think like like some little kids aren't gonna give some ducks like some chocolate? That might be worse. When do you
That's
think that
definitely
would
gonna be worse.
4th of July in Echo Park, they just shoot fireworks like over the lake for like 4 hours, and just like gunpowder and trash just falling in.
Ew.
It's like, oh, great. They
There's
set,
animals that are in there.
yeah, they
like
set
all
a
the
palm
time.
tree on fire when we were at Lindsay and I, and some people were down there, and they shot a firework up into the palm tree, and it caught it on fire.
Oh.
Maybe,
How long did
maybe
it
I
stay
can
like
maybe I
that?
can get you that footage. I wonder if I still have it. If we still have it on our phones, I'll put it in. It stayed like that. It kind of burned, and then like 10 minutes later, the fire truck showed up and put it out. And I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. That's it for 4th of July.
It lasted the whole 10 minutes though up there. Like,
How long
just
was
on
it up
fire?
there? You think? I think it was at least. I mean, it was like a slow burn.
Oh, so it wasn't like
You know, like when a palm tree has all that dead undergrowth.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
someone hadn't trimmed it in a while, so it was burning through that underbrush. It didn't really get to the top of the tree, and they came and put it out. And that tree, I guess, is alive, but
Yeah.
something lives up there.
In my old place around USC, there was an old palm tree that was like 50 feet tall at least, and like it was so old that it was just dropping entire fronds
Oh,
just
yeah.
all the time.
On like cars and stuff.
Yeah, on like the walkway, like,
Well, here, he can put it up.
that doesn't necessarily look like just like the underbrush, you know?
Well, it started on the underbrush.
crazy looking.
And then it worked its way up to
Yeah.
the overbrush. Yeah, there's Matt Danovic. We were hanging there, and we were like, what? Oh, yeah, I'm in that.
oh, the way it's like shedding is really
Yeah, and all the little pieces were falling down.
Yeah.
It's just like, and we had joked about it all night, like, oh, someone's gonna shoot it, and that's dead aim. So, yeah, fireworks. Watch out.
Was it a person that like
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It
did
was-
they get fucking in trouble?
I'm sure they scurried away when the fire. By the time if I've
Fucking
ever shot
A.
anything into a tree and it caught on fire, and it was too far up to do anything about it, I would definitely be like in scurry mode. Like that's
I'm gonna
scurry mode.
scurry
That's like,
away.
oh, I don't want to go to jail. Scurry mode.
I'm out of here.
Yikes. Well, let me scurry away to our next ad break because it's important to thank our beloved sponsors. Hey, check this out. It's time for our third sponsor, Hims, a new wellness brand for men. If you go to forhims.com, it's your one-stop shop for everything from skincare, hair loss, erectile dysfunction, basically providing generic equivalents of former name brand products that used to be super expensive that now you can get online and, save a bunch of money. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical grade solutions. One erectile dysfunction pill starting with a V just came off of patent on December 11th. It's a real game changer. No waiting room, no driving to your doctor's office just to get a prescription renewed. You can skip lines and save hours by going to 4hims.com. It's so easy. Answer a few quick questions and chat with the doctor for confidential review. Products are shipped directly to your door. So basically, if you've already got some expensive prescription that you've been, overpaying for, now maybe there's a generic alternative you can get online, save yourself a trip, maybe you live far away from your doctor. It's always best to consult with your general practitioner before signing up for something. So if it's a new thing you're attempting, talk to your doctor, see what's what. But Hims is just trying to make it a little bit more convenient and give you some extra options in your busy schedule. Try Hims for a month today for just $5. We'll get you started for just $5 while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or pharmacy. Go to 4hims.com/CCTVED. That's FORHIMS.com/CCTVED. Thanks for Hims supplying that convenient approach to getting those prescriptions refilled. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Now to the end of our program. Thank you, Hims. Thanks for sponsoring this. We won't use the money and start any fires. Wait, that's not true.
Yeah,
that's not. I don't know why I even said that. That's my bad.
It's definitely a bold-faced lie.
Well, we're gonna be shooting some stuff with you. I guess by the time they watch this,
We'll probably have something left, right? Unless it's just a couple of things or one thing.
so the food video, you're on the cooking show, so they'll
okay.
go up tomorrow.
So we shot some
tomorrow
stuff
already.
We will shoot some stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, wow,
You guys
time
were
flies.
fast. Yeah.
We got a great team, just churning it out. Wowee.
Wowee.
Did you have fun recording with?
I had a great time. I'm
always a
sure nothing
blast.
went wrong in the past.
What are you interested in doing, big picture wise, coming up? You got any
I do actually. So I've been doing a lot of live streaming stuff on Twitch recently, and I've also been trying to pivot a bit more towards. When we last talked, actually, was in part around the project I was doing before, which was ICU, which is my horror game with audience interaction, and I've kind of pivoted a little bit into trying to do that with a more manageable scope in the short term. And so what this kind of resulted in for this month actually is I'm running a show that's actually going to be basically an interactive haunted house where we're going to have actors playing ghost hunters that are going to go throughout a space. Meanwhile, the audience online on Twitch is going to be controlling both the ghost hunters and triggering traps as ghosts in a house. So they're going to be escape room style, telling them which room to go into, and also triggering a jump scare and other various traps. So we've been working on that for a while. I think it's finally near completion. Hopefully, through November, we'll be running the show. But yeah, that's been my most recent project.
Who all goes through it?
It's
Any individual goes through it?
It's right now built for actors, so we're gonna have everyone with a Bluetooth headset that we're telling them what the audience is voting for them to do.
You're playing characters essentially? It's
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So think the Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have our own cast of horror tropes, and they're all gonna be playing off each other and trying to.
Can they die?
They can get possessed, yeah. So if they get scared enough, we might have them possessed by one of the ghosts.
So there are stakes for these characters.
There are stakes. It's I'm thinking of it kind of as a board game that's played out with real people in a real location.
That's pretty cool.
So fingers crossed. It's a bit out there, but
High concept. That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So
that one that what was the live action board game with that fucking Crypt
Atmosphere?
Keeper guy or whatever the fuck
yeah,
it was.
Gatekeeper.
But as if it was the whole game, in that live action with the fucking guy.
Yeah, that was
around.
actually one of our because I'm one of the ones I'm doing the creative with it. The Gatekeeper is one of the inspirations of one of the ghosts that we have. So I'm gonna try to slip as much of him into there as possible.
Just make fun
this,
of fucking whoever he's talking to.
Yeah, crazy old man that's super violent and just aggressive.
Cool.
Yeah, it should be cool.
That sounds like a really cool project.
Yeah, I was talking to you in the UK about I never pieced it together when we were playing what's it called, Vermintide, how you were doing the game stuff with the voting aspect, the audience voting aspect, and that was the main big thing with your game. I never pieced it together that we were essentially playing kind of a lighter version of that in
Yeah.
Vermintide with the direct feedback from the Twitch chat and stuff and people voting and
You were letting
all
the
that.
chat tell you like where to go and when you were playing Vermintide.
They know like they can spawn stuff in, like they can spawn like enemies in and they can pick
It's
between
pretty
them.
pretty
and stuff like
light
that.
in terms of like
It
they
is
can't
light.
go too hard, but there are moments where chat can absolutely
They can fuck you over,
if
yeah.
like you're death's door and
Yeah.
the RNG of the game is already pretty bad, and then
Yeah.
chat's like no potion for you. I'm gonna summon
Yeah.
a rat golem, and then you're like, all right, that's excessive,
Yeah, most games that have done it has been pretty light so far. I think it's going to change in the future. But my favorite thing actually about Vermintide, and we found this when we were streaming together too, was our respective communities when they were voting had like their own like headcanon of who they were. So like my chat branded themselves as Clan Crictus, this like Vermintide, like a Skaven clan that's all about like betrayal, like benefiting Tomato and killing me, versus like your audience was like the nice rats or the nice mice they call themselves.
They're just being branded nice people to like just do nice things since like everybody else was being mean.
So, but like the cool part was like there was this infighting between our communities where like as they were fighting for the votes, there were like people in my chat going to his chat and being like, down with the nice mice, and then the nice mice would come over and be like, why you gotta be so mean? And like there's like this cool,
It's like role playing on a fucking
Very meta.
yeah, like a bigger scale when
Yeah.
like an audience is involved in it, and
Yeah.
also role playing as well.
yeah, that's what I'm excited about. I think that's what we're trying to do with this Ghost Show too, is like give like teams and like different objectives that are playing off each other and stuff. Because
It's good because there's games out there that are very single player based, and like the chat sort of. I mean, that's not a new concept of like chat direction for video games, but it's interesting to have more than one person with different chats that are interacting with each other. I think Vermintide's like the first game I saw kind of like be able to pull a bunch of communities together to see, well, what will the outcome be, even if it's as small as, well, who gets a health potion. But it's like when thousands of people are deciding who gets a health potion, it's kind of really interesting to see that.
Dead Cells does it pretty well too. If you
I haven't
play
tried that
Dead
one yet.
Cells.
I haven't
Dead Cells has really good
Really?
implementing the Twitch integration, because it like the chat literally, and you can tweak it. You can go into the settings that you can have like a little. They have like a little chicken that could be like your side buddy, and the chicken, whoever gets voted in to be the chicken, can actually like talk to you in the game. Like they can type to you and give you messages and stuff like that. And then there's also little like there's things that I guess like modifiers I guess per level. And there's like 3 different ones that they can also vote on. One of them could be like the chicken can attack enemies as well. So like even the little person from your chat that gets randomly pulled could like fight with you or fight for you. Then like the boss battles, each boss battle, somebody from chat can also take control of the boss, and they can have special abilities. And then even like the fundamental character building and leveling up of your character is literally all controlled by Twitch chat as well.
Really?
So like you have 3 different like attributes, where it's like strength, health, or it's like strength, survival, and like a technical thing for traps. And so like they choose what gets upgraded there with a vote, just like that. And like there's a lot that they've added into that with the voting system and the Twitch stuff. But that's just like that's single player. But it's a nice way to have kind of like a Metroidvania spin on it with chat. It's a lot harder with chat as well.
yeah, I can imagine.
Because they can do stuff like poison and like fucking make it so that way every door explodes, or like enemies one hit you or something like that. It's like they can fuck you over too.
Yeah, it's interesting that when you take like a single player experience that most people are experiencing it with a very, isolated perspective, and then when you add that little like interaction, suddenly now it's very community based. It's very much like we collectively are trying to achieve this.
I'd like to see that more in the single player games to
totally.
like kind of separate them a little bit, but like also maybe give a little bit more of that. Like I'm surprised like more wasn't done with the RIP Telltale stuff, like shit like that could really benefit from stuff like that. Like as long as it's live in the moment kind of thing.
Because they had like at the end of each episode, like, oh, here's how your
percentages.
choice.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, to a lot of people, one of their favorite parts was like, oh wow, like I understand, how am I different from everyone else? Like this weird, like pseudo psychological thing.
Yeah, the Rorschach.
Yeah. But like, imagine if they had some way of doing that with like crowdsourced live input, or a story that's adapting based on your audience deciding things that you're not even aware of, and then suddenly you'll encounter it, and they're like, "Oh, we did that." There's like a lot of ways it could go.
It'd be interesting if they could take it one step further and have like a progressive based story where all the decisions that were made, say last week, critically, affect the next week's story or next game or the next movie.
Chat decides to meme and be an asshole, then it comes back to bite him the next week.
Sort of, yeah. That would be interesting. It would be very hard to pull off. I'd imagine they have to maybe have multiple endings already prepared, but it would still be cool to see something like that. I think, for example, other games are already doing it. Like For Honor had the whole, this week's clan, if they take over, they get more experiences or whatever the fuck. But there's, that's faction based, obviously. But, people do make certain decisions, and it'd be interesting to see how a bunch of people making decisions could affect a game, like I said, or a movie or show, etc.
How was the on what level was the Left 4 Dead stuff when you were doing it? When you were doing it with the Left 4 Dead stuff, with the voting and all that, was that like shallow because you were just kind of like taking the pre-existing stuff, or was that more in depth than you thought, like doing it on Left 4 Dead?
I tried to push as much as I could with the tools I had. I wasn't able to build any custom tools because we're using Left 4 Dead. So basically, so for those that didn't know, I did a show called Criken's Coliseum. Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Where we played Left 4 Dead, and I would fly around as a spectator in God mode and would spawn in zombies for my friends who were trying to survive the encounter based on what chat was purchasing and basically voting for. And so this became this gauntlet where chat, they have maybe 5 minutes of easy nothing, and maybe they're getting health kits, and then suddenly chat's 3 tanks in a row, and they're oh my god, how do we kill these? And that's been the format. The way I did that was this super archaic system that was such a pain to run, where I had 3 panels on my second monitor that were live updating with things that were purchased either with digital currency or real world money, and then I had to mentally track which ones I had activated. I had my keyboard bound with 20 different macros, and on the right side of the sheet I had a cheat sheet that showed which spawn was which macro. So I had to see, oh, someone bought smoker, that's the J key. I had to run over here and spawn a smoker behind a shed so it wouldn't kill them right away. And then someone bought a tank, so I got to run over here and spawn a tank, make sure it didn't activate.
You had to manually place them down too?
Yeah, so I was just playing DM for the whole thing, which was fun, but it was limiting, right?
It's live too. You didn't have any downtime, right?
Yeah.
You were doing really essentially is you were one-man production with something that required more than one person.
Totally. And so that was the first time we were testing it, and everyone loved it. And I was like, okay, there's something special here. What is the next step for this? And so, one approach was I see you build an entire game around it, which would cost millions of dollars and be very, very difficult. This new Ghost show is a little more streamlined version of it, which is it will have a crew, it'll be live action, so we don't have to build any new content around it. It's just going to be, actors in a space. There will be some digital tools, but they're all very streamlined. So my goal in the next, you asked about the future, I really believe in this sort of level of audience interactive entertainment. So I'm trying to baby step, to whatever that future is. I think starting with a live show in this kind of format, doing more things like the Left 4 Dead show where I'm just manually doing it, and then hopefully getting eventually to the place where, we can have our own game or, the next step, whatever it might be. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to talk about that a lot longer, but I think we're out of time for this little episode. Thanks for sharing this plans. Thanks for trying to teach us about food. Thanks for we're going to go and you're going to really teach us about food and all your amazing...
I already have, apparently, in the timeline of YouTube, so...
Yeah, tomorrow. Okay, gang. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks to our sponsors, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know what to tell you. The land of the lost is full of quicksand and a lot of... Whoa! You're fighting. Watch out. Get down. Jesus. That's a Snackleopithecus.